Tyson Fury in reference to AJ's loss to Alexander Usyk. I have no interest in kicking someone when they're down. Really? Let's talk about that.
Push the weight enough flex. The livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let's just go straight to it. Boxing scene. Link will be in the description. Tyson Fury on Joshua's loss. I've got no interest in kicking anybody while they're down. Very interesting. Tyson Fury admitted Wednesday that he was absolutely wounded when he watched Alexander Usyk knock off Anthony Joshua Saturday night in London. Fury obviously had hoped Joshua would win so that their incomparably lucrative, I'm stressing that word lucrative, heavyweight championship showdown would have remained a possibility after Fury faces Deontay Wilder a third time October 9th in Las Vegas. If Fury defeats Wilder again, he will have to find another opponent for his first fight in 2022 because the Ukraine's Usyk of England in England's Joshua are contractually committed to an immediate rematch that promoter Eddie Hearn intends to put together for February or March somewhere in the United Kingdom. Now, let me park right there for a minute. Contractually committed. You know a lot about that, don't you, Mr. Fury? Contractually committed. Right? You know a lot about that, don't you? But let's read on. As much money as Joshua's 12-round unanimous decision defeat could have cost him, there you are focusing on the money, Fury refused to criticize the British rival Wednesday when he asked about AJ's loss during a Zoom conference call with a group of reporters. Fury emphasized that he is fully focused on fighting the ever-dangerous Wilder a third time and hadn't taken too much time to reflect on how Joshua's loss impacted his bottom line. So now he's not worried about paydays. He's worried about the ever-dangerous Wilder. Interesting. He said, I can't be thinking about what happened in the other fights, Fury said. I can only think about me. I know it's selfish, but it's a very selfish game that I'm in. So I haven't really thought about Usyk or Joshua. Really? Well, Usyk, okay, but you haven't really thought about Joshua? That's a lie. Remember Saudi? This was done August 14th, Saudi. Remember that? But I'll read on. One thing I will say, though, while everyone's listening, is I've got no interest in slating anybody, or kicking anybody while they're down. Really? It ain't my style. It's not your style. Kicking people while they're down, it's not your style. I like to pick on someone who's doing well, successful, on top of the game. I don't like picking on people who are down and probably at their lowest point and probably mentally unstable or unwell when they've lost after such a long reign. Well, let me park right there for a second. Before you were taken to court and Deontay Wilder had to get his legal team and they had to beat your lawyers, the lawyers that you say you pay millions of dollars to handle that arbitration thing, you were trolling Deontay really, really bad. The warped picture with the dent in his head. Remember that? See, I remember all of that. I'm going to make you remember all of that. I'm going to make you remember all of that. And make your fans remember all of that. When you thought he was down, but see, then again, you say you like to pick on people when they're at top of their game. You see, Deontay Wilder was never depressed. You knew that. You won. And did you say something to the effect of you wanting to take your own life after you won? That's bizarre, but whatever. I'll read on. So and I got something else to add to that. Picking on people while they're at the top of the game, I got something to add to that. So, Usyk done his job. He had to do what he had to do, and that's that. And Joshua's got to do what he's got to do. But like I said, none of my real business. Can't say I'm interested because I've got the Bronze Bomber to deal with, and then whoever's next. Well, deal with them. Just like I've done my other 31 opponents I've already faced. When asked later during the conference call to assess Usyk as a heavyweight champion, Fury didn't divulge much into the unbeaten southpaw who beat AJ on all three scorecards. He did his job, and that's how it is, and good luck to him. Okay, fine. All right, so now there's the article. Here's my opinion. Once again, Tyson Fury is full of ish. If the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, you don't like picking on people when they're down and things of that nature. You say a lot of things. All right? When I say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I'm talking about John Fury with his disgusting behavior. Drew, what are you talking about? This.
What he wants to punch in the mouth properly, and kicking up and down the United States like a football. Apart from that, he should have done really. He should have let Tyson kill him altogether. He wouldn't have come out that bullshit then, would you, craphead?
But that ain't true. That's your dad, though. And when he said that, you didn't check him. And I didn't see any articles. If they are, I haven't seen them about that. But, okay, yeah, he's not in the ring, though. It's still disgusting behavior because you didn't check him on that. But this is what I found interesting. Okay, so I'm going to chalk one up to you. You like picking on people when they're at the top of their game, when they're not depressed. You don't want to kick them when they're down. So all of that trolling you did when you thought you didn't have to fight Deontay Wilder, you trolled him because you knew he was not depressed. He was at the top of his game. He made a wonderful payday, right? Fighting you, right? And when everyone was saying, yo, he's depressed, nah, he was scuba diving in some island. And like I said, I want to be depressed like that. Right? Right, Tyson? That's what you said? So is that what you're admitting here? You was bullying him because he was on top of his game? You trying to get him off his game by chatting-ish? That's how you say it? But never mind that. You say you didn't want to bully AJ while he's down. Let me show you how you're full of crap. Y'all remember this? This is the article. If I said don't shop at black-owned stores, I'd have been crucified. Tyson Fury blasts Anthony Joshua's bullish Black Lives Matter speech and says color doesn't exist as rivals prepare for a 2021 showdown. Okay? Tyson Fury has slammed Anthony Joshua's Black Lives Matter speech as bullish and claims he would be crucified for making similar comments. Joshua, world heavyweight champion, was criticized after addressing protesters in his hometown of Watford earlier this month. And part of his speech, which came in the wake of George Floyd's shocking death at the hands of a police officer in the United States, Joshua said, "Show them where it hurts." Okay? This is the interview where he said that nonsense. This is AJ, all right, which I applauded when he stepped up. He had on a hoodie, all right? Joshua told protesters to abstain from spending your money in their shops in his speech. And I stood by that. And I bigged him up for that. This is something that we talk about all the time. Black people worldwide, we spend the most money and we don't own anything. So he was saying, hit them in the pockets, hold your dollar, spend your dollar in your own community, support black businesses. Jewish people do it, Latinos do it, everybody. What do you think Chinatown is? Little Korea, Little Tokyo, Little Italy. But AJ says it in the wake of George Floyd's death, and here comes Tyson Fury. Abstain from spending your money in their shops and economies and invest in black-owned businesses. There it is right there. See, I'm reading this for the first time, but I remember what he said. There's nothing wrong with what he said. And Fury comes on and says that it's bullish. He said the speech was written by Joshua's friend, Reese Campbell, who he said was unable to attend the gathering. The Brit's comments provoked furious backlash online, and now Fury has waded in, claiming he would not have gotten away with saying something along those same lines. I'm sure AJ has got his reasons why he said what he said, and it's a concern, and its concern is none of my business what he said. Fury told Behind the Gloves. That's his own opinion, and everyone is entitled to everyone to their opinion, whatever. Whatever his reasons were, he's done it, and it's in the past, so it's moved on. I'm sure he's apologized if he's offended anybody, he actually didn't, did he? He actually said, if you don't like it, go F yourself. So no apology necessary. Okay. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but y'all remember, AJ got a lot of backlash for that. And I supported AJ in what he said because it was correct. It was correct. Now, what's weird is, Tyson, you don't want to kick anybody when they're down. That was a low point in AJ's career. It wasn't any of the losses. It wasn't the Ruiz loss. Okay. George Floyd died. That hit the black community. Okay. You didn't have to be a member of Black Lives Matter to be offended by what happened, to be angry at what happened. Okay. So the brother speaks out. And I know I give Anthony Joshua a hard time, but that's over boxing. That's over how he moved his career. But at the end of the day, he's a black man. Now, I know he's made a lot of mistakes, like, riding around in a cart full of monkeys, having pictures taken of him, signing lifetime deals with Eddie Hearn. I don't understand that. But in this instance, he stood up and he said something, and he got attacked for it. Now, with that being said, he was down. And instead of saying, yo, what happened to George Floyd was bad, and I understand why AJ's saying what he's saying, you got to understand where the black community is coming from. You just called it bullshit. That's what you did, Tyson. That's what you did. So I'm reading this article from Boxing Scene. The link will be in the description. And you talking about you want to kick a man when he's down. Why? Because your payday's blown. You call his Black Lives Matter speech bullshit, right? That's what you called it, right? But what you're really concerned about is now you won't be able to break no bread with him for two reasons. He has to rematch Usyk going into 2022. And there's no guarantee he's going to win that fight. But the other part is you got to get past Deontay Wilder next week, and you're not going to do that. See, all of these things just happen. See, the universe don't lie. It's all coming back to bite you right in your behind, man. That's what's happening here. All of the lying and the cheating. As a matter of fact, the biggest fight in UK history wasn't even going to take place in the UK because you have no boxing license in your own country, Tyson. But listen, you can get on the grand stage and people are going to ask you, what do you think about what he said in the Black Lives Matter? I don't recall you addressing what happened to George Floyd, but you had everything to say about Anthony Joshua for taking a stand against something. But when you did this, what is your excuse? Holding your seed, reciting a Biggie lyric, saying, nigga. Remember that? Tyson Fury sparks outrage by singing N-word while rapping along to Notorious Big's Juicy at his 32nd birthday party. What's worse is you said it while holding your seed, man. If you don't know, now you know, nigga. And looked right in the goddamn camera and said it. And you see, you knew what you was doing. You know what that word is. And you know you don't get a pass for that. Look at all your kids, huh? All your seeds. You said it straight to the camera's face. And you did it on purpose. I'm not going to go ahead and read that. I'm not going to go ahead and read all of that. Matter of fact, let me stop sharing that crap. But I just wanted to remind you guys of who Tyson Fury is. So when I read that article about 2 hours ago, you don't want to kick anyone while they're down. Don't act nice about it. You'd rather bully people, because that's what you do, while they're up on top of their game. Really. You tried that, it ain't worked with Deontay. And there's a reckoning coming, man. You're going to see it Saturday night, October 9th. Good luck waking up on October 10th, Sunday. Good luck. You're going to need it. Pray to who you worship. You've trolled that man with pictures and everything else. So you did tell the truth. You like trolling people when they're on top of their game, because since that February loss, all he did was get to work and get better. The worst thing you could have done was giving him time. You had a better chance of survival if you fought him in October, last October. If you fought him in December. But you waited, you tried to get out of the fight. You listened to Eddie Hearn, you listened to Frank Warren, you listened to Bob Arum, and it led you into a brick wall at warp speed, my man. So when I'm reading what you're saying in this article, you don't want to kick anyone when they're down. You already kicked AJ when he was down. You thought we forgot about that? You thought I forgot about that? I ain't forget about that. You, since gypsies have been discriminated against because of your traveling heritage, right? You should have got his back. And if you were scared to speak on it when that lady asked you your thoughts, all you had to do was say, no comment. No comment. I'm a boxer, not a politician. No comment. Boxing, please. Terminated. Right? When that fellow was asking you about your comments to the gay lesbian community, that's what you did, right? Right? So what you mean you're going to kick AJ when it's down? That's consistent with your behavior. You only cared because now you wasn't going to be able to break bread with that black man. That's what it is. Hey. Oh, you LDBC guys. Oh, Drew Titan, you're playing a race card. I think we've proven that racism is a real thing, especially in the sport of boxing, let alone sports as a whole. You know, Colin Kaepernick, Black Murderers Row. I can go on and on and on and on and on. Tyson Fury saying nigga and getting minimum backlash from over here in the States. It's just a Biggie lyric. Okay. Ask Eminem how many times he used the N-word in any of his hits. Oh, he made a song about black women. Mm-hmm. He apologized. So what? Whatever. Did Fury say sorry? You know, I didn't even check. I just said typical because I knew these knuckle draggers out here were going to cap for him. You will cap for this man because for some reason you don't like Deontay Wilder. All of this is coming to an end next week. I hope y'all know that. This is almost over with. I ain't going to kick anyone while they're down, man. I remember who you are. And I ain't going to let anybody forget. You're going to pay what you owe. Getting it in blood. Bronx on deck.
Move!